Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Intro to Biostats course, GCH 601 for the spring of 2020. My name is Dr. Rene Naheda. I will be your instructor. What you are seeing here on the screen right now is the preview of the course. It's how I've laid it out for you, and I'm going to give you a quick tour through it. I'm also going to show you the schedule and the syllabus, and that way you have an idea of what is coming up. So this is the main screen. You probably have seen this before from using Blackboard. On the right hand side you'll have your to-do, what items are due and when, etc. So this is the home page. So when you click on home page, this is where you are. On the left hand side you're gonna see look here first. So I have a welcome to the course video, which is the one that I'm recording right now for you. That's the one that you are watching. And then the open introductory lab. So we're going to be using R, which is a statistical package that analyzes data. And so this lab here shows you how to install R in RStudio. I mentioned other alternatives to R in the syllabus, how you can use R online and you don't have to install anything on your computer. You can just create an account and use it online. But basically, this is the first lab, and you see here there's some records on baptisms from back in the 18th century, and you get to explore the data and play around with it a little bit. There's some exercises that you should work through, and then at the end you have some questions that you answer on your own. Now for this introductory lab, I'm not going to ask you any questions, but for the 4 labs in the course, you will look at your own questions and you will answer them in the form of a quiz within the Blackboard course. So you see here on the left syllabus and schedule. So I have not made it available to you, but here is the course schedule. You can take a quick look at it. It's subject to change, but if it changes at all, I will let you know way ahead of time. It's pretty much solidified right now, so this is what we're going to be using with the midterm exam somewhere around March after spring break. So um, you'll have some of the spring break to study and take it, but it's not due until the 20th, and your spring break is from March 9th to the 15th. So you'll have some days to do it. And then the final exam will be in May, due on May 13th. All the exams, as per the syllabus, are open book, open internet, open whatever. The one thing that I do require is that you do not discuss the exams with each other. We're going to be working on the honor system on that, obviously, but please do not discuss the exams with each other, and do not discuss the exams until after I've graded it. And I'll give you the heads up on when they're graded, and then you can look at the answer key, and then you're able to discuss it. Okay, so then if I have any announcements for you, they'll be here, obviously, under announcements. They get emailed out to everybody. I usually post 1 or 2 announcements per week, or if there's something urgent, like somebody discovers that one of the exams is not working the way it should be, or there is something emergent that you guys need to know about the course, I will send you an announcement right away. But it is good practice to come to the announcements and check it out in case you missed the email for some reason. Then you have the modules. Right now, before the course begins, I have module 0, which is the introduction to the course, all the way to module 4, inference for numeric variables, available. The rest of the modules will be available for you shortly before the midterm, because they have to do with the second half of the course. So for the midterm, up until the midterm, you just need to know everything that goes into these first modules. And the modules are broken down like this, where we tell you what topics are going to be discussed. You have your learning objectives. You have your reading, which is off of the 4th edition of the Statistics Open Intro Statistics book that you will see in the syllabus. Professor Kroll created these wonderful video lectures that you can watch on your own, obviously, when you have time. And those are the main lectures for the course. And then you can also look at the lecture slides here. So if you want to study or write notes on them, there you have them. And then any supplemental material will be here. Practice problems will be here. And then the quiz. So instead of turning in homework, what you're going to do is that once you finish a module, you've gone through the videos, you've gone through the reading, you understand everything as best as you can, you're going to go into the quiz. And the quiz, you have 180 minutes to answer it. They're questions mostly off of the book. You'll recognize that if you read the practice exercises at the end of the book, you'll recognize that some of the questions are very similar, if not the same questions, into the quiz. So it's just so that I know that you've read through your readings and you've gone through the lectures. And that's how all the modules are broken down. Each module will have its own quiz, which is worth, each quiz is worth 2 points of your final grade. And you can also go to the left-hand side here and just go to module quizzes, and you'll see the module quizzes will be available. They're all will be available for you here. And then labs. We have 4 labs for the course. You click on the link, and it takes you to the lab itself here. So you can actually see it's just like the introductory lab that taught you about R. You're going to be doing this in R, so you type in R, you copy and paste the code, and just work through the exercises. How many cases are there in this data set? How many variables? You'll have to use the code to answer those questions. You'll make some summary tables, etc. Then, like the introductory one, at the end, you'll have on your own questions. In this case, there's 6 here. So then if you go back to the lab, here, lab 1, you're going to have a lab quiz. So lab number 1 is right here. And again, 180 minutes to complete the quiz. And all these questions for this quiz are the questions at the end here on your own questions. Okay? So as soon as you finish your lab, you might want to write down these questions, answer them on a separate document, Word document or whatever. And then you open up the quiz and you copy and paste your answers. And just like the exams, please do not discuss this between yourselves. Do it on your own. You can use the book. You can use whatever help online you can find, etc. Data sets for the labs are found here on the left. They're all open source data sets that you can look at and download and play with them. You can download them into Excel actually and open them up and take a look if that's what makes you more comfortable. But eventually you're going to have to use R to do the data management and the exploration and the statistical tests. Finally, I have here an extra credit that will give you 10 points towards your final grade if you complete it. It's 21 questions. You have to follow the code. It's very much like a lab in that you have to follow the code. You have to interpret the findings that R gives you back based on that code and understand what you're doing. And then it's 20 questions that are multiple choice and 1 final question that is an essay, short answer. You have 4 hours to complete it. So you have all the questions here in the instructions. So if it opens up right here, you have all the questions. So again, you can copy these over to a Word document and answer them, and then you can open the quiz and start it and copy and paste your answers. Same thing, don't discuss them with anybody else, working it on your own, and you have open book, open everything to do them. Okay, so we talked about module quizzes, lab quizzes, and then the major quizzes. You have 2 major quizzes, one as per the schedule. You have 1 quiz due on the 27th of February and another quiz due on the 16th of April. They're major quizzes in that they have a lot of weight for your final grade, but they also are pretty simple. If you did the readings, if you listen to the lectures, you will recognize the questions that are being asked and you can just answer them. You have 180 minutes. Once the timer begins, it will not stop. So if you stop the quiz in the middle of something and walk away, the timer will keep going up to 180 minutes. So please be mindful of that. Please don't wait until the last possible minute to answer it. And don't send me questions at midnight asking for explanations about some of the questions because the quiz will be due. So speaking of discussion, we have the discussion board. And so the discussion, I'm going to ask you at the beginning of the course to introduce yourself here in introductions. If you have any questions for me, certainly you can email me, but I prefer that you post them here on the discussion board so that we can have a discussion in case somebody else has the same questions that you have. And then we have 12 discussion prompts that are each worth 1 point towards your final grade. And so you go to the discussion prompt, click on it, look at the question that I'm asking you, and give me your best answer for it, and then we can have a discussion there. So pretty simple way of getting right off the top 12 points for your final grade. That's the discussion board, and that's it. That's the introduction to the course. If you have any questions, again, you can email me, but I prefer that you put them on the Ask the Professor. I get an email alert every time somebody posts something on any of the discussion boards, so I'll come right over and answer as soon as I can. If you send me an email, it might take me about 1 business day to get back to you. You try to respond sooner than that. My phone number is on the syllabus, but please only use it for emergencies. And I am talking about absolute emergencies. I'm talking about you ended up in the hospital and cannot at all complete your assignment, even though you have 2 weeks to do it. Things like that. Please be mindful of that. And that's it. I hope we have a good semester. If you have any questions, you know how to reach me. I wish you the best. I think you're going to do fine as long as you listen to the lectures and you do the readings and you do the exercises. And if you find yourself stuck anywhere, always ask. Don't be afraid to ask. I am here to help you through this course and to help you understand biostatistics at a very basic level and to get you on that path. All right. Thank you so much and have a good one.